Hello, my name is Narae Choi. I'm a senior urban development specialist at the World Bank. I am leading the World Bank's Global Smart City Partnership Program. Thank you for inviting me to the GSDV 2021. In collaboration with the R&DB Center at the Seoul National University, which is organizing GSDV, the World Bank Group's Open Learning Campus co-organized a virtual knowledge exchange program on smart cities for sustainable development in April and May, just a few months ago. Benchmarking GSDV, the series of 4 webinars was also dedicated to the theme of green, smart development and vision. The virtual knowledge exchange program was a huge success with over 1,000 participants registered and around 250 participants joining each webinar on average. So today, I'd like to share some of the key messages from the event as an input to GSDV 2021. First, what is a smart city? There is no universal definition of a smart city that is accepted by people around the world, while there can be many different ways to define a smart city across different approaches and solutions. What stood out during the virtual knowledge exchange program on smart cities last month was that the common understanding is that a smart city is a city that uses data, technology, and other resources to really improve urban planning, management, service delivery, and also actively engage citizens in that process. So that understanding was really common across different participants and speakers, and was almost an implicit definition of a smart city. This is somewhat contrasting to a huge focus that is still quite prevalent in the smart city debate on the cutting edge technologies and innovations, etc. What really was evident during the knowledge exchange program was that basically the basic and fundamental question is what a smart city is for. And in answering the question, technology was featured and understood as an enabler, essentially to really drive innovation that will then serve to improve livability of the city and then also its citizens. So that is city designed and built with many smart technologies may not be smart enough if it really does not understand and actually meet the needs and wishes of citizens. So that was really one of the key takeaway from the virtual knowledge exchange program that I introduced at the beginning. Then I'd like to share a little bit about the experience of the Global Smart City Partnership Program, which is providing technical and operational support to the World Bank Group's project teams and their clients in developing countries. And in doing so, especially towards the end of promoting smart city approaches, solutions in the context of project design and implementation. Again, the same approach was really visible. The knowledge exchange program presented several use cases from the developing countries and cities that were supported by the Global Smart City Partnership Program. And there again, we are talking about countries and cities with varying degrees of digital infrastructure in place and also different institutional environments. And more importantly, with very pressing and different, but oftentimes actually common urban challenges. And what was really common in discussing the relevance and application of smart cities to those problems was that the smart city is not really a preconceived and designed model or approach, but rather it is a new and innovative way to address some of these known and long-standing existing challenges in these developing countries and cities. while the real value addition of smart cities would be to really build a system for an integrated data analysis and also policy making for improved efficiency and sustainability going forward. So again, as I mentioned for the definition of a smart city, when we really apply the idea of smart city to developing countries and cities, especially to address their challenges, the question really should start from what the core problem is, what we are trying to address. And for that, I cannot underline enough the importance of better understanding the local context, as well as opportunities and challenges they really offer. So this sort of leads to my last point on the vision of smart cities. And I'd like to make two proposals, especially for GSDV currently and also going forward. One is really to open up the visioning process itself to engage the wider public. Again, as I mentioned, a large part of the smart city discussion and actually evolution has been led by private tech companies with very futuristic visions. And I believe that this really has contributed and still does contribute to striking and really fast-paced technological advancement. But I am a sociologist by training, and my view is that real transformation can really happen and probably only with a people, especially when we changed and transform the way we interact with each other and organize ourselves and our societies in the way that can improve betterment for more people, if not all, and leaving no one behind, which is the core theme of the Sustainable Development Goal 2030. So I'd like to hope that GSDV becomes a platform for really reaching out and engaging wider public to gather more wisdom, wishes, visions, aspirations towards the end of making cities smart and smarter for citizens and people. And secondly, as we speak about transformation, in a sense, COVID-19 pandemic has been a really transformative shock that affected everybody, almost everybody in the world. And a critical question is really what we get out of this crisis, which has seen a really rapid emergence of innovative solutions, responses, but which also highlighted some of the longstanding divide, especially socioeconomic inequities. So again, the key question when we think about smart cities going forward would be how smart cities can really contribute to helping cities and people adapt and address some of these challenges. And for that, I'd like to conclude with another acronym like GSDV, which is GREED. It stands for Green, Resilient, and Inclusive Development. And it is the World Bank Group's response and agenda for recovering from COVID-19 pandemic and rebuilding better going forward. And I really hope that GSDV can also join the broader discussion on how we can actually promote and support GREED, Green, Resilient, Inclusive Development, and how smart cities can actually have relevance and make contribution to that end. So I look forward to many lively and creative and also inclusive discussions during GSDV this time around and going forward. Thanks again for the invitation.
네, 감사합니다. 발표 다 끝나셨을까요?
네, 끝났습니다.
네네, 너무 참여해 주셔서 감사하고요. 저희가 추가로 필요한 사항 있으면 따로 요청드리겠습니다. 질문사항 있을 경우는 제 이메일로 연락 주시면 됩니다.
네, 알겠습니다. 감사합니다. 혹시 그때 제가 부탁하신 것 중에 안 드린 거 있는 것 같은데 그 바이오랑 이런 거 사진 부탁하셨던 것 같은데.
네, 맞아요. 저희 맞죠? 웹사이트에 올라갈 거라서 바이오랑 프로파일 픽처 정도 쉐어해 주시면 되겠습니다.
예, 알겠습니다. 그렇게 할게요.
네, 너무 고생 많으셨습니다.
네,
감사합니다.
감사합니다. 수고하셨습니다.